a business owner rather than an employee trying to get a paycheck. And that means, that we've got to make new decisions that will grow the business, not just pay you a wage. And so that's why the decision-making process is different at this level. And every decisions are based on your priorities, and the results are based on the decisions, right?
Sure.
So different priorities, different decisions, actions, different results. And that's really the most critical thing at this level. People need to drill into their brains. Because it really is that simple. So you have a clear idea now of what you need to generate to pay yourself a salary for the work you're doing in the company, and to cover all costs, and also to put some profit aside as well for the company.
Yeah. So right now I have the number. Can I share my screen as well, or?
Should be, yeah. If you
okay, cool. I don't know very much about this. Okay, let's see.
You have a share screen option.
Okay.
Okay, I can see that.
Okay, so that's just like what I did at the moment.
What currency is this in?
This is in yen. So if you imagine dollars, you just take the last 2 zeros out.
That's a high rent you're paying.
Yeah. But if you take like 2 zeros off, then it would be approximately the dollars.
Right. So 2,500 for rent.
Yeah.
Okay. So in US dollars, what are we looking at? What's like the minimum amount to break even, first of all?
For the company, I need about $11,000 a month.
$11,000 a month. That covers all costs, puts something aside for tax, and pays you a fairly decent salary out of that too, yeah?
Correct. So I put myself like a salary of like $6,000.
Okay, so if we're looking at say $10,000 or $11,000 as the first goal, and then imagine $15,000 to $20,000 as a more healthy, profitable goal, then.
Yes, I hope to get there. Yes.
Okay, and now what is the gap in getting there? So how many clients would you need, and what kind of programs to bridge that gap to 10,000?
Well, essentially, I'm not going to be taking any more clients going forward for myself, I don't think. So if I take like a 50-50 split with my employee.
Whoa. Hang on. I got 50-50. Let's reevaluate that first of all.
Yeah.
So you're finding a trainer, one of many trainers out there who are almost replaceable.
Yeah.
And then you're running this business. You're paying all the costs.
Yes.
You're covering insurances. You're paying for marketing.
Yes.
And you're giving them the clients.
Yes.
And they're taking half of your business for that.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. I need someone to talk about that.
I know it's industry standard, I know, but that's why the industry is in a mess. Because people come in, get given clients and money on a dish, and take 50% of your business for that.
Yeah.
If I was an investor coming to you offering you $100,000 to scale, I wouldn't take more than 20% of your company. So that's a very, very broken model, which is why traders can't grow out of it, because they're giving all their money away.
Yeah. I was just, my feeling about that was, I've had a lot of frustration finding the right employee. So it's kind of like when I started my business, well, first of all, in 2011, it's like very, very small. And then 2015, I incorporated. I've always not been able to hold on to trainers.
Mm-hmm. So paying them more makes them better? Or should they be better?
Or other, like, I just don't want them to keep looking. Well, for now.
Well, if you reward them that way, you'll get the ones who just keep looking for more and more money.
Yeah.
But then when they get used to that money, then guess what? That's not enough money for them anymore.
Yeah.
And that's why it comes down to, it's not about finding good people. It's about creating good systems of working with you, that anyone would want to work with you for benefits way beyond just money. If you attract money conscious people, that's what you'll get. Those who just care about the money and not the clients or the growth or the value or the vision or anything like that, right? You want people that, much like you probably were at one point, where you wanted to work to learn as much as work to earn.
Yeah.
So we need to find people like you were at that point, right? Who see the value in getting experience, following a proven system. At this point, you don't want to be paying like high-level specialists because they'll cost too much money,
right?
And they won't be team players. They won't help you build a company. They'll help you take all the money away, but they won't help you build a company because they won't be part of a team because they've got their own ego kind of getting in their way. We want a developmental system where people can come in and almost like apprentice with you, and they're getting paid, but they'll get so much more value than that. And they can see they're part of a company that has growing plans and they can actually progress in the future and have different opportunities. But we're getting ahead of ourselves there. Let's just look at the numbers first. So what do you need to happen to make that $11,000 revenue, first of all?
If I do nothing right now, I'm at 11,000.
Okay, you're making that. Okay, so
yes,
at this point, what's your main priority now? Is it to keep working in the business and get it to a profit point? Or is it to maintain that revenue, but save yourself more time and step out a little bit?
The second one, I'm going to step out and try to get my employee more full.
Okay. So the first thing to realize is you're going to step out of coaching.
Yeah.
You won't be stepping out of the business. You know, you're not going to go and retire in Hawaii yet or anything like that. Because you'll have new roles. You're actually, if you think of the business like an org chart, and this is in the second module of the business blueprint program. I'm not sure if you'll come to it soon. Yeah. So at the moment, you're doing like all the roles. As you're not stepping out, you're stepping up, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to step in and now create, because you've mastered the current job role, which would be like you're a senior coach, right? In your own business. Now you've got to step up, and now you're able to outsource the current role of senior coach to somebody else, and you can only do that by moving up to create a new role, which would be, say, master coach, and that is the coach that trains the other coaches.
Yes,
doesn't work with clients as much. Maybe works with a couple of the top clients, but really is the training developmental person. So, think like Tony Robbins, like he's not there training all his Anthony Robbins coaches. He has his like right-hand guy or his head of team development is coaching the coaches. So that's your new role you're going to step into, first of all, is now you're actually, your coach will become your new client, and you're just serving and delivering and developing them. So they're doing their sessions, but you're also mentoring them. You're being like a mentor rather than a boss. Because again, the master coach is not the boss of the senior coach in a business hierarchy. The CEO is the boss.
Yeah.
But that's you, and it's a different cap for you, right? So as the master coach, your role is to mentor the new coach you bring in.
Yeah.
Right. At the same time, you're also going to be working on the next level up above master coach is going to be the manager, the COO of the business, the operations person. So you're also going to be doing that, right? And eventually, when your senior coach now becomes good enough to become the master coach and can bring in his own 2 senior coaches, you can then fully step out of master coaching and just work on operations and CEO role, being the figurehead of the company, right? And so that's the progression we're taking. So in the meantime, you're not going to be stepping right out of the company and do nothing because it's not going to grow. Just because you bring a person in, they're not going to grow the company for you. You've got to grow the people in the company. And that's how the company is just a group of people. Think of it that way. It's just a relationship with people. So, when you grow your team members and you focus on mentoring them, that's what grows the company. And you grow yourself by stepping up. And you're always now creating a waterfall effect, an upwards waterfall, where you're showing them, this is what I need you to do now, and this is the role I'm stepping out of.
Yeah.
but then I want you to keep following me up the chain, and you should be stepping up so quickly. The faster you step up and create new roles, the faster they can step up and grow as people, and the faster they can take on new people underneath them. And then you have an organization.
Yeah.
Right. So that's like, that needs to be like the way your goal oriented mind works now, is that you're working yourself up the company and getting your name out of the coaching boxes and into the CEO box.
Yes.
Almost like a game. So you want to set goals for yourself of saying, like, I'll set a deadline where I will no longer be the senior coach. And then you'll set a new deadline, like in the next 90 days, I will have turned my senior coach into a master coach, and I will retire from master coaching. Right. Or whatever it might be. Right. And then maybe you're being the COO and the CEO. And then you say, after 6 months, I'm going to outsource operations to a project manager who's going to manage the company for me. And I'm just going to be the CEO. Right. And that's where you want to get to.
Yes.
Right. So then at that point, let's say 6 months from now, it's your operations person, which could be like a good executive assistant or a project manager, your right-hand person, the person that will just keep everything organized, keep you organized and accountable. That's like the glue that holds the business together. And then you've got a head coach or a master / senior coach, who is your top coach and also coaches his own apprentices on your system. And then so on, right? Does that make sense?
It does.
So that's what you want to be looking at. That's how then you're going to step out, basically. You've got to step up first in order to step out. And at some point in 5-6 years, you can even outsource CEO to somebody. You can take someone who's been a CEO of a big gym chain, pay them $250,000 a year and a company car, and they'll actually just take over the company for you, right? And you just move up to being a shareholder and just a pure investor in the company at that point, if you wanted to. Okay. So with that in mind, then the next step is going to be looking at, do we have the resources? Okay. Is the company making enough money to pay your salaries? But also, if you want to now bring in another senior coach, is it able to pay them a regular salary amount or a decent amount, basically? Or do we need to make more revenue first?
Need more revenue from more clients. So that's the issue. I just need more clients in the door at the moment.
Okay, so we have to look at then this payment structure.
Yes.
Before we give anyone any clients, we've got to look at. So you want to start making a job role. Again, this is all in modules like 2 and 3 go into 3 actually. Module 3, the business blueprint, goes into these your org chart and job descriptions. Setting this infrastructure first, so you know what everyone's doing and why it's all happening. Yeah. So you want to start with a job description first of this senior coaching position you want. We've got to start by knowing the agreement. So what is your company going to give them, and what are they going to give you? And we have to know, first of all, is this job role going to be profitable for us at the level we need to cover our costs? Right. And as I say, so if it's 50-50 beginning with, then that's not going to be very profitable. Right. Yes. So generally, as a rule, when I'm looking at bringing on coaches, I like to see if I can make the coaching position to have the potential to bring in 6 times more revenue than I'm willing to pay out for it. So, each of these roles should be like an asset to the company. So you have to look at what would be, first of all, are we talking about like a part-time role here, like 15, 20 hours a week? Are we talking about full-time, 30, 40 hours a week?
I would like somewhere between 20 and 30 for the coaches. Okay.
So let's say, looking at a senior team member, okay?
Yeah.
This is the first differentiation to make, is I don't take on coaches because then they have the mentality that they're getting paid for a coaching session. And that's it. And if they're not doing coaching, they're not getting paid for it. and therefore they won't do anything else other than coach. They won't look at you. They won't help out clients outside the sessions. They won't take on consultation calls. They won't do all of these things. So we want to change the mentality and say, if you work here, you're a team member. So my coaches, for example, they'll get say the equivalent of say $1,500 a month for 30 hours as a team member. And that 30 hours a week is broken down as 10 to 15 hours of coaching sessions, like 3 to 5 hours a week of personal development, study, and team training. So their pay covers them attending the team training sessions every week and team meetings. Because that's what most gym owners say to me. I can't get my team to attend the team meetings. Why? Because they're not paid for it.
That's right.
If you want them to be there, pay them for it, right? That's why only billing by the hour is a terrible, terrible model. So they know they're expected. It's the agreement. You will turn up Friday 9 a.m. to a team meeting. It's part of your job description. If you don't do it, you're liable to be fired, because it's just what you're meant to do. Answering if you have a Facebook group or if you correspond with clients outside the sessions, like emails or whatever. Just think of all the things you're doing right now, like with your clients, and your team member needs to do all of that, not just some of it, not just the coaching.
Okay.
And then you say, I need you to do all these tasks. It'll take no more than 30 hours a week, and you break down the hourly slots for them so they have a timetable to work on.
Yeah.
That's how you keep them organized and accountable to what they have to do. And then you say, I'm paying out X amount per month for this position. So basically you can look at the ways to measure what return on investment you're going to make here is you can look at the direct ROI of money. So this is, based on the coaching hours you've given them, how many clients can they actually work with and how much money is that worth to the company every month? So roughly, how many clients would they be working with each month?
I would like them to work with approximately 10.
And what's each client paying you?
Between 800 and 1,500 a month.
So let's say 1,000 average.
Yeah, sure. Okay,
so that's 10,000 in direct ROI money that coach is now helping you bring into the company.
Yes.
Because he's serving that number of people. And then there's also an indirect ROI of the free time that you now get, because they're also taking 30 hours a week off your plate that you can now reinvest in more profitable things like marketing, team training, whatever else we do, right? All that allows you to step into those higher roles now. So you start looking at your operations, your project management, team training, team building. And now you start making the systems for the next role you want to outsource, which is, and you're also going to be a master coach in those times too. You're going to be doing the team training. And as you do that, you document it. And eventually this first coach, if he's really good, will likely become your first master coach in a few months' time.
Yes.
You say, hey, we've been working together for 3 months now. I've taught you all this cool stuff about our company culture and how we coach and why our system works and rapport skills and coaching skills. Now it's time for you to turn around. I'm gonna recruit 2 more coaches for you because we've got more clients coming in. And now I want you to step up into a master coach role and turn around and now teach the 2 new guys all the stuff I taught you.
Yeah.
And they get a slight pay increase for that too.
Okay.
And plus they love working for you because now they get growth, they get new challenges, because your coaches won't be coaches forever. Yes. They'll eventually get bored because passion is like growth. And if they're not growing anymore, they'll just be like, I'm loving it, it's fun, but I'm just not growing. So that's when you say, you know what, it's time you step up. Would you like to coach other coaches now and lead our system? So I can become not just a full-time manager and CEO now. And you take over the whole training department, basically. And I've got my coaches do that. My coach is 23 years old. He hires new coaches. I don't even know who the coaches are. but he sat on interviews. First I said, I'm interviewing some new people. Do you want to sit on the interviews with me and see what I ask them, or ask your own questions to them? And he's like, yeah, I'd love to do that. That'd be amazing. And then in the interview, I asked my head coach, I'm like, what, do you want to ask this person, this candidate, anything? And I'm evaluating him too, because I'm grooming him to see what would he ask. And after the interview with these candidates, and I did this as an exercise for my head coach. I wasn't even planning to hire anyone. I just took 5 resumes I had and just booked them in for a call, just to do a few hours with my coach to see how he handles the interview situation. I want to see what potential he has for hiring people, and do we think the same way? So after the interviews, I said to my head coach, I was like, what did you think of that person? Because he says to me, he's like, Justin, what do you think of him? And I said, what did you think of him, first of all? What would you have asked him? What do you think of the pros or the cons? Would you hire him? And I'm just seeing like how closely he is on my wavelength, right? Unfortunately, he was pretty close. Like, he thinks like me. But if he wasn't, then I just know what I've got to work on with him next, and teach him my way of thinking and what I liked about the people and why, and why my decision was this, so he can learn and go, oh, okay, that makes sense. And so you see, you're kind of mentoring that person then to take over your role. So you can make $10,000 back, and you get the free time to do other stuff, which will be even more profitable to you in the long run. But it's up to you to make the most of that free time you get now. And that will make paying that coach really worth it. So now we look at what we can give him. Yes. Now, if he's bringing 10,000 of revenue, I would like to pay no more than 2,000 for that. Right? As my first guideline, which is I want to make at least 5x back. So 10,000 means I can give 2,000. Now the next thing I have to look at though is that an actual relative market salary, or could they not live on that, right? So if I say pay them 2,000 for those 30 hours, what's your initial reaction to that? Would that be unrealistic? Would that be insulting to people?
Not insulting, but just because we're in central Tokyo, they can't make a living. They can't pay rent.
Okay, so what would be an average market salary for someone?
Take for example, like if you come here and you teach English, those people would make $2,500 a month. And
okay, it's not too far off then.
Yeah, so I wouldn't pay. My feeling is I want to pay above what an English teacher here would make.
You do well. So I'm looking at average salary.
Yeah.
In Tokyo, it says $143,000. I got by 12 months. Yeah, I'll be right. That's 12,000 a month. Okay, so let's say 2,500, right? So what we can do is, what I do with my coaches is their baseline salary.
Yeah.
And if they're contractors, doesn't matter. It's just a contracted amount.
Sure.
Salary employee, it's time for money. It's the same thing. It doesn't really matter. Yes. If they're contractors, though, it's just going to be, you're contracted to do these things for me and this many hours and get this lump of money at the end of it. Yes. Right? Take it or leave it, and they sign to it. Employee just means obviously you pay the taxes and everything as well. So what I do is I will pay the baseline rate they get, like the salary rate is going to be about 70% of average market value. Assuming that I've also found a way for them to make 5x back from that. If I can't, like for example, if I can only find a way for the coach to make me 3,000 a month, then I would have to put them on part-time hours instead and give them only 600 salary. You see?
Yes.
So there's two guiding factors there. There's, can you make a 5x financial return if they were full up with coaching spots? And then it's looking at, but what's also realistic to pay them too. We've got to come up with a compromise of those two areas. Yes. If you do that, we're in the sweet spot. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's not about how much you pay them. It's about how do I make this role so effective that it brings in way more money than I pay them. at least 5 times more. So I pay the base salary is 70% of average market value, which would be about 2,000, let's say. And I give them the opportunity to make up the remaining, actually to make up an extra 50% in terms of monthly bonuses for performance. Right? So if they meet all my bonus requirements, there's like a checklist. So it's not like, oh, you did well this month, have some money. It's an actual scoreboard checklist. Like, you do tick these 10 boxes, you get more money. Simple system, right? And I will actually then, if they get all the boxes ticked, there's like a good bonus and a super bonus. If they get like 80% of the bonus tasks done, they will get the bonus will bring them to a regular market salary. So in this case, for example, the regular bonus would be $500 extra. So they get $2,500 now. The super bonus, if they get 100% of my extra tasks done, will be a slightly above that, maybe more like an extra 250. So they would actually stand to make $2,750 a month. Does that make sense, first of all?
That's a monthly bonus?
They have the chance to make this monthly, yeah.
Okay.
So if they do the extra work, I'll go through what those tasks are in a minute, but if they do the extra work, like they take responsibility and step up, they can actually make more than the average salary. They'll leave with $2,750 a month. If they only do the basic requirement, they get less than market salary. They get $2,000. And if they do the basic and they do some of my bonus tasks, they make a bit of an extra effort, they'll get maybe average market value of $2,500.
Okay.
So you see, so basically I tell them, I say, you're on a salary, but you write your own paycheck here. Like, I'll give you a ball to give you, and that I give them enough so they have some financial certainty, but they have to step up and grow to do the other tasks and make more money if they want it. But it's there for them. I'm not, so they can't say I'm holding anything back from them. I'm like, it's right here. It's dangling here for you, but you have to reach up and grab it.
Okay. Because
we have high standards here, because we want players. We want rock stars. We want people that step up and lead and take charge in this company, not people who just come in, do the basic minimal amount of work required and leave with a market salary paycheck.
Yeah.
It's like, you got to earn it, right? So and this also makes it more engaging for them, more exciting, allows them to grow and develop as people as well, because they can reflect now and see, I didn't get the big bonus. Like, could I have done that? Could I have stepped up more? And it really keeps their brains active, of like a game, like a video game every month, they're always working towards something. If they consistently hit the big target, I'll put other bonuses in. If they consistently, let's say 3 months in a row, they hit the big bonus, they do all the tasks, then clearly this is a high achiever. And this is telling me who's next in line to promote to be my master coach. And then see the next role, the master coach role, will start at $2,750. And then there'll be bonuses up to $3,500 for that role, because that position is more valuable to the company, because now they can train 2 or 3 or 4 coaches to go out there and all make 10 grand each for me.
Yeah.
Plus it frees up even more of your time now to not even be coaching the coaches, to just do management.
Yeah.
And when you get to that point, obviously there's more revenues in the company, so it all kind of works out like that. You couldn't do it all today because you've got to grow into that over time. So this is how everyone in the company is being nurtured and developed, growing slowly and sustainably, and makes for a solid company then. So what my bonus tasks are, this is to do with, of course, increasing customer value, because when they do the bonus tasks, this brings more money into my company. And therefore, I'm giving them a slice of that money, really. So the bonus tasks are all the tasks that increase lifetime client value. And you have 3 ways of doing that. There is increasing retention, which is done by just giving good results and experience. There is making upsells. And then there is getting referrals. So all my bonus tasks are based around these three elements, right? So you can do this how you want to do it. But for example, something like mine would be in the retention category. Retention is based on getting good results for my clients and then a good experience and good relationships so they stay longer. The higher my average lifetime value is, the more this coach is worth to me. So if I've got one coach who's working with 10 clients and another coach working with 10 clients, but the clients with this coach stay for an average of 6 months, but the clients with this coach stay for 12 months because he's a more dynamic coach with better relationships and better results. This coach, they're getting paid the same, but this coach is actually worth double the money to me, right?
Yeah.
So you see that. So it's about the increasing the average lifetime value means you can pay more to your coaches. So I'm looking at ways to monitor, do they get good results with my clients? So we can monitor the results. And if those 10 clients with that coach are getting good results, and you have to define what good means, you have to, but however your program works, you have to define what good results would be, or maybe how many testimonials that coach produces. You got to set some kind of benchmark that indicates to you that the clients with this coach are getting good physical results. And if they can pass that criteria, that's one kind of bonus point for them. To me, and this is why this part now depends on you and what your program is based on, right? And what the results you want for your clients are, right? So, like with I think ours is something like helping someone reduce body fat percentage by 1% a month or something like that.
Yeah.
Right. But we just look at our results across the board, and if our clients are getting in shape, then our coaches all get 1 bonus point out of 10. Right. The next one is about client experience. So, are they doing things to build relationships and experience with our clients? Are they, and I'll give them tasks like, do like 1 checkup phone call out of the session with every client each month. Now they haven't got to do it, right? They don't have to do it. But if they do, that's an extra bonus point for them. You see where we're going with this?
Yeah.
Then upsells, right? So if you upsell, let's say, if you help us sell 5 more hoodies, right? Or you help 3 members upgrade to our semi-private services, or upsell to something, extra bonus point, right? Because now you're generating upsells for us, and so on and so on. And there's like 10 point, like a 10 point checklist for that they're getting referrals, getting results, getting retention, getting upsells, posting in the Facebook group, like posting content in our members group, just little stuff like that. So little things that you want the coaches to do, but usually they're not incentivized to do. And then you have to end up doing it all yourself, usually. Maybe I haven't got to that point yet, but you'll come to a point soon if you haven't already, where you tell the guys, hey guys, could you like post something in our Facebook group for our clients, or could you put more content on the Facebook page?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, sure. And they don't do it, right? Yeah. So now it's like, you don't have to do it, but if you do, you're getting bonus points in your favor.
Okay.
And again, on your checklist, whatever it is, if they meet, say, 70% of those tasks, they get the first bonus. If they hit 100% of the tasks, they get the full second bonus, which will so the first bonus makes them average salary. Hitting the second bonus puts them above average salary. And now the power is in their hands, really, because they can choose to earn an above average salary if they do those tasks every month. Is that making sense so far?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is what we've got to get in place before we can give clients to them. We want to get this in place. Get this in place so that now you can safely bring in clients. You can spend more on advertising, And obviously, the leads and clients you send to those coaches now, those coaches are turning those people into money to make an ROI. So if you don't set up those coaches in the right way first, if they're not doing all these, so now you realize they're doing more tasks than usual and you're paying them less than 50%. So now every lead you get is infinitely more profitable. Your ad spend will go a lot further now because these coaches are churning out ROI for you.
Yes.
And lower costs, which is the important thing. Everyone chases like high revenue and the costs scale up with it. Like I'll just get I'll pay for loads of advertising, but I'll pay more to my coaches too. I'll pay them 50%. Well, then you end up the same profit as before. Yeah. Which is pointless. And you still haven't got any money coming in, right? Even the company's got like 50 grand coming in. It's all going out to coaches, marketing, tax, and you're still left with nothing. And that's what we have to avoid to scale up effectively. So you can make your job description now and start putting in like, this is how it is, and this is what the payments plan looks like, and the compensation structure. So your job description will tell them, and you'll get templates and stuff in the program for this, but as an overview, you first put the job description, like the overview of what the role entails on a day-to-day basis, a very quick paragraph. So, hey, as a senior coach position on the Neon Barbell team, you'll be typically coaching clients, holding consultations, creating content for our business, and doing whatever else, right? Also helping us with retention and referrals to increase our lifetime value of customers. Then the next part is you put an actual bullet point of these are the specific tasks you're responsible for. So coaching 10 to 15 sessions per week, posting in Facebook group, answering emails, holding consultations, promoting our upsell products, creating one piece of video content a week for the Neon Barbell brand, whatever, right? All these things that you need to get off your plate and give to them. The next thing that you put down below that is you talk about the training and developmental system. So you'll say, because people might have objections at this point and might think, oh, I don't know how to make content, or I don't want to be upselling things. I don't know how to do this stuff. Yeah. So the next thing is you say, now we give you a training developmental program where we teach you how to do all these tasks to grow you as a personal trainer, and we give you tools, templates, and support in all of these things. So you don't need prior experience. Like you don't have to have like run a Facebook group or make video content first to work here. You don't need to do that. We'll teach you how to do it. Yeah. And they're seeing now that like, oh, it's not extra stuff I've got to do, but they see, wow, it's more things I can learn as a personal trainer to grow. That they would have to go and spend their own thousands of dollars on marketing courses for, and copywriting courses otherwise. Yeah. You see, so you're investing in them with all the stuff that's made you such a great trainer, so they haven't got to. They're getting that as part of their job, right? So they're getting a personal development career program with this, and they're getting paid for it. Yeah. Right? Because you could easily, if you took your system right now for training people, yeah, right, and building a culture in your gym, couldn't you turn around and sell that to a personal trainer who's struggling to get started in the industry?
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course you could, right? It might not seem like that valuable to you as we get used to it, but compared to most coaches out there, yeah, like they could pay thousands to learn this stuff. They do pay thousands to learn this stuff. They're now getting that training developmental system worth thousands plugged into your program, so that now there's more benefit to working with you than just money. Yes. They're getting growth, contribution, significance, more connection, being part of a team. It's like you're a team member. We want, when you come here, we want to grow and develop you. You're not here just to do tasks and work for us, but we're all going to grow together. And we have big plans for you if you work in our company, right? The company is there to develop them just as much as the clients. And really, the clients can only develop as far as the team is developed. And the team can only develop as far as you have developed as a CEO and business owner to create that structure for them. Yeah. right? So your clients can only grow when you've created that workout plan and periodization and progressions for them. Like they're doing push-ups now, but you have maybe plyo push-ups in store for them later. You have that waterfall effect, so the clients can keep growing and they haven't got to leave your gym to go and do more advanced stuff in CrossFit. Same way with your trainers now. That's why trainers leave. You see, it's exactly the same thing. They leave because they don't see they're being challenged. They're like, I can do sessions now. But you're saying, but now let's teach you how to make content. Let's teach you how to do public speaking. Let's teach you how to hold some workshops. Let's teach you how to do phone consultations. Let's teach you how to make upsells.
Yeah.
Right. And let's teach you maybe how to be a team manager, how to coach other coaches now when they're ready. And so they see, wow, if I stay here, it's not just a job. I can build a career with Neon Barbell Club. I can be here for 20 years as long as they keep growing. And Sam is doing his part of growing and creating space for me.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why you become their fearless leader then. Not the boss trying to hold them down, but the leader working to pull them up with you. Right? So, we get that job description locked down, first of all. You're very clear on the role, the responsibilities. You put the training tools and the progression structure. So you can mention a little bit about the progression structure. You don't make any promises, but you say, look, we have a culture where we want to keep developing you and teaching you new skills and giving you senior roles you can progress into and earn progressively more money and learn new responsibilities in our company.
Yeah.
So you can actually build a long-term career with us. And that's important to put in the job description.
Got it.
So people don't see this as like, I'm just a trainer to make a quick buck, but I'm going to get a real job in a real industry in 5 years. You won't attract those people. You'll attract people who want to be fitness professionals for life and want to learn the industry.
Yeah.
And then finally, you'll put either you can put the compensation on the job description, or I don't like to put it on there. Like, it's like not putting a price on a website. I like to bring them in with a call to action first.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to learn more, send in your resume and give us your details, email, phone number, and so on. Because it's good to talk to them first, because if you put the price on there, then you might miss out on some good potential people.
Yeah. Right.
But if they come in, you might have interviews. Every person can be valuable to you, right? So people might come in, and then finally after the interview, you see they're really, really good. And then you tell them the compensation and they just go, I can't afford to do it for that. It's just their life situation. It's like, I can't afford, it's really great. It would be good, but right now I can't afford to do it for that, but thanks anyway. Right. But then, you've got a new person on file for the future.
Right.
So you're also building a little database because you want backup coaches too, right? So It's good to do as many interviews as possible, just because you want as many prospective team members as possible. So if any coaches are ill, can't make it, have to go on holiday, you can go back to your file of like really good interviews you had, call up that person, say, hey, we had an interview 3 months ago. I really liked you and everything, and you were really excited about working here, but the pay structure just didn't work out. But hey, I've got some cover hours this week. If you'd like to come in and assist me with some cover hours, are you free next week to do that?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, awesome, cool, right? So it's really good to like just be building that database of good trainers on tap with good personalities, because the skills you can teach, they can, they should be able to lead any workout you give them. Like, it's written on the board, do the workout, right? If they can count to 10 and teach a lunge, they're probably skilled enough. But it's the ones with a great personality you want, because they can come in then, give them the workout to do, but they then coach with their great personality, and that's what the clients are going to love.
Yeah.
So all these ones you talk to as many potential trainers as possible. Asterisk all the ones with great personalities and keep them close.
Okay.
And it'll really help you out in those situations. That's why usually then I say, get them in for an interview before you give the price, give the compensation, and either scare them away or you attract people that only care about the money.
Yeah.
Get to talk to them first, Same with clients, right? We don't tell the clients, here's the price, now let's talk. It's like, let's talk first. And maybe the original program wasn't the best thing for them, but maybe you have different options for the clients that might work out better. Or maybe you meet someone who's really freaking awesome and you're happy to pay an extra $300 a month starting salary and negotiate with them.
Yeah.
But if they saw the salary compensation and they said they can't afford it, they would have walked away and you never would have found them.
That's right.
We know how hard it is to find good people. So every prospect is super important. And so you can be more flexible that way. Yeah. So that's a bit about the team culture. There's plenty more on team culture we can go into. Do you have any questions on that so far?
No, this stuff is good. And that's something probably I'm gonna, like, once I get my employee like the minimum hours to make a living, then I would institute I would convert it to the salary and do the job description. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna tell you the reason I don't do the I pay, like, I overpay, is partially because of personality of the guy. He's really, really good with clients. Not the best employees, so I guess I should have put a bonus structure for that. That's good to know for the future. And I don't have enough clients for him right now, which is why I overpay. Like, because I can't guarantee, right? I just don't know who comes in the door every month for my business. Okay, so with that then, here's the thing, right? You can overpay, or you can over-deliver value to him. They're not the same thing. Right.
Because how do you know that money is his main value driver? And secondly, do you want someone whose money is the only value driver?
I didn't. He wasn't pushing the money. I just was generous, so I didn't want risk. I just didn't want to risk losing him at this point.
Generous, that's one way of looking at it, right? But another way is you projected your beliefs onto him.
That's true.
Said that I would value more money, so maybe he will.
Yeah.
Right, and that's what we can't do because they don't have the same. They don't have the same mindset as you, right? That's why they're not company owners. When I worked in my first gym, I was working for like $400 a month.
Yeah.
I was getting like it was probably close to slave labor, right?
Yeah.
And everyone was telling me that, like, how can you work so many hours? Because I would go in and do an extra 20 hours a week on my own back because I wanted to. And everyone's, socially conditioned people, my parents and everyone, like, you can't work for that. He's taking advantage of you, And, my boss was always like, I would pay you more. It's a little small gym. He's like, I would pay you more, but I really can't afford it, right? Whether that was true or not, I don't know. But the fact is, like, I was just so excited. I was like, I'm getting paid $400 a month to work in a gym. This is fantastic. Like, I'm in heaven. Like, this is the best thing in my life, right? Because that was my mindset at the time. Yeah. I was like, if it wasn't for this, I'd be stuck. I would rather earn half the money here and do something I love and learn all these new things than get double the money and be stuck in an office and a job I hate, like what my friends are doing. Yeah. My value wasn't in the money. I drove 35 minutes a day back and forth to get to that gym. So I paid more in petrol and car fees than I actually earned probably. Right. But to me, that was the value to me because my mentality was I want to become the best, like one of the best coaches in this industry and be brilliant at this. I didn't want to have my own business. I didn't think of that. I was like, I'm happy to work in a gym, but I just want to be really, really good. And I just love doing this. And I love every hour I get is experience for me. Yeah. And I couldn't care about the money. Right. And that's the coaches you want to find, right? The downside of that was where my boss messed that up is that he didn't realize, he wasn't guiding me or mentoring me. He was like, I was trying out all these ideas and stuff. I was like, let's try group training. Let's try a charity event. Let's do this. And he was just like, yeah, go and do it all. That's fine. Yeah, whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, in his company, he's taking all the risk, and I'm implementing all these ideas and being creative. And I was running the place basically for him, right? I was opening up in the morning. I was doing all the fitness classes. I was doing all the personal training. I introduced group training to the place. I was going out then and organizing charity events and contacting supermarkets and stuff to do joint venture deals. I was doing tours. I was doing sales, and I just couldn't get enough of it. Right, because I felt like ownership. I was like, wow, I'm really helping grow this thing. And I'm getting all this experience that I wouldn't get somewhere else if I worked in like an LA Fitness or something, where I'd just be told to wipe sweat off treadmills for 40 hours a week. Right. What the downside on his part, he found a perfect employee in me. What he didn't do was become aware of that, or develop or nurture me or give me progression. So what happens is eventually my enthusiasm is great, but after a time when I start seeing the results of all my work, my self-confidence, my self-valuation starts going up. And now I'm like, hang on a minute. I'm doing like all this work, and it's like, it's clearly bringing more money into the company, but I'm not getting really any of it. Then you start thinking, you know what? Yeah, I'm still happy to do all this, but I don't feel respected now. And I went to him and I said this to him, right? And he's like, okay. He said, that's fair. He said, you can get 10% of all the extra money you bring in. Right? And I did that for a little while. And then I was like, you know what? 10%, like, come on, this is like crazy, right? And that's when the finishing blow for me was when I realized there was nowhere to progress to. Because he was working in a little gym. It was me and one other coach. And him as the boss, and then he wasn't there most of the time, and I was running the place, small little gym. And I realized I'm happy with 10%, but I can't grow my 10% more than this number, because this gym is a little box. And I was like, what do I do next after this? I want to be a manager. I'm ready to be a manager now, but what am I gonna? There's nowhere to manage because he's the boss. There's nowhere else there because he wasn't growing the company. Right? He should have had 3, 4, 5 gyms at that point, and then would have made me a regional manager or something. But he wasn't that entrepreneur. He's still now, 9 years later, still in the same position. I could go and buy his gym right now if I wanted to, right? Because he didn't grow as a person, didn't grow as a business owner. So when you find a good employee like that, a good team member who want to grow and develop, you have to keep building your container to satisfy them. If you don't, that's when they'll leave. Right? So he could have paid me more money, but I still wouldn't have been like, I wouldn't have left if he didn't pay me all the extra money, because I still saw the value I was getting out of it. But secondly, he could have paid me double the money and he still would have made 10x back ROI on that. Right. So that's where what I learned from his mistakes, right? Which was really good. And I realized to my coaches, I was like, I want to give my coaches the same enthusiasm, responsibility, and growth and ideas and creation in the company, so they love being here. But also, I'm going to turn it into a school for them where they always know they can grow to the next level, and I'm constantly appreciating them for their efforts, and I'm acknowledging them. And I have a fair system that says if you do X, Y, Z, you will then get more money, and more importantly, more responsibility in the company, more growth. Because that's what they really, no one just wants more money for nothing. They want more responsibility so they can feel like they deserve more money. And it's your responsibility to make sure that job role produces more income so you can afford to pay them more. So it's a very fine balancing act with all of it, right? And that's why so few people get to this level, because they can't deal with this stuff. Right? It's too much thinking work for them, right? Too much awareness to handle. So this coach right now, then you need to create this job description and then go back to him and then reevaluate and say, like, this is how it's going to work from now on. Right? Because you can't now build a business around him or based on what he's doing in the past, things have got to adapt, right? And it's like, this is now how the business is restructuring.
Yeah.
And this is the proposal I'm giving you.
Yeah.
Right. And let him know then the responsibilities you have and the responsibilities he has.
Yeah.
Right. And then show him how you're now providing value to him beyond just money. Like, maybe I can't afford to give you this money yet, but here is what I'm giving you instead. My developmental system, my hopes of turning you into the new senior man or master coach before long, right? Show him like the future he can have with you, that you're investing in him. You're not just investing money, but you're investing time, energy, and trust into him.
Yeah.
That is worth 10 times the money you could ever give him, right? And have this conversation with him, and tell him this is some new thoughts you've had about the company and the direction and the team you want to build. You want to build a real team, not just a number of employees working independently, but you want a team that have a shared vision and are going to grow this together, and you need their contribution as much as they need yours to develop and lead it. And you say, I've got a vision for Neon Barbell Club, and I'm going to lead that vision, and I need people to help me execute it. I need generals, right?
Yeah.
And he's there at the beginning in a very good position that he can be the first one, your first right-hand guy, basically, to be there from the start with you.
Yeah.
And he will very much trust you for that. Like, he'll be very thankful that you put him in that position. You might think it comes across as like embarrassing, like, oh, I'm going to build this company and it's just me and you, right? You might think, oh, he's going to think I'm a loser. But actually, he's going to think, wow, you really want to get that involved and trust me with helping you with this? That's amazing. I'll be your top guy.
Yeah.
So can you have that conversation with him?
Yes. I mean, yes, but I have to wait. It's just that I'm not there yet. I'm not providing him even he's not making enough money to give him like a base rate. Like, if I give him like a minimum 2,000, he doesn't even earn that with me right now.
What are you paying him right now then?
Right now about 1,500. Like,
Okay,
I haven't enough business to do the conversion.
So that's so you are in the right place for this conversation then, because you're selling him. Hey, I'd love to give you 2,000, 2,500 even. Yeah. But until we get there, I've got to restructure some things, and we're getting help with the marketing. But to show that I value you, let me give you some additional value instead. Let me give you my time, my mentoring, my energy, my trust. Yeah. And develop you as a coach, rather than just give you more money.
Okay. So it would cost me a little bit more out of pocket right now, but in the long term, it's going to pay off.
Well, you're paying him 1,500 now already, right? You said?
Yeah.
So it's not going to cost you anything out of pocket, more money for him.
Like, how do I do it? Like, once he gets more business.
It doesn't matter, because he's not getting more business. You're getting more business.
I'm getting the business for him. That's
His job description is like, you will do up to 10 to 15 hours of coaching a week.
Yeah.
Once we provide those, if there's one client there that week,
yeah,
he turns up and coaches. If there's 100 people there, he turns up and coaches. That has no effect on his income.
Yeah.
He's not billed per client. He's billed to be a team member. If you work in Starbucks, and it's a slow day, and you're a barista, and you serve 20 people that day, you get the same salary as if it's super busy and you served 100 people that day. The barista doesn't go to the boss and say, I deserve more money now because I serve more clients. They're like, no, you're paid for these hours to do the coaching.
Yeah.
If it was excessive, when it becomes too many clients to deal with, that's when we bring on support for you and bring on another coach.
Yeah.
So you see, that's the employment model you want to look at, is how Starbucks and every company in the world really does it, apart from the fitness industry, does it, right?
Yeah, no, I would love to be there. I would love to be in that situation, and I've thought about like how to do the transition. So I'm really happy to get this information today. It's just that I'm still scared of like losing the clients. You know how like a personal trainer, he doesn't have that many clients, right? So each person that leaves a big hit. You know what I mean? Like they hit.
You're afraid
Like
of losing. You mean you're afraid of leaving them with him? You don't trust him to keep.
no. I'm afraid of if I lose all these clients and I can't afford and I can't pay him for that month because I still don't feel safe with the level I'm at right
How
now.
many months have you been paying him for?
I've been paying him. He's only been on since summer,
Like
and
what,
it's been
4 or 5 months?
yeah.
And you paid him every month?
Yes. Well, I pay him when he works. Like when he has the hours, he gets paid, and then like I'm still. You understand? Like he's just kind of starting, and I've just kind of been He did like the what do you say? He did like my summer schedule when I was on vacation, and I was like, okay, that was good. Then I progressed him. Here's your first client by yourself, and then here's your second one, and now here's your third one, and he's only on.
So it's building up It's building as you get more clients. He does more hours. He's doing it that way, right?
He's only on like his third client right now, so.
Okay, so again, you just have to. You can figure it on a growth schedule like that as much as you want, as long as the basic principles are in place and he knows the agreements that in his current role as a coach, he can't really exceed more than 2,500 a month.
Okay.
Because you've calculated that he can only bring 10,000 in that position at maximum capacity.
Okay.
So he can't. Your company does not pay out more than that for that role. If he wants to become a master coach or help you with operations or any other tasks, he can do that on top and get paid extra money for it.
Yeah.
But, this is not a client by client billing system really, right? Or it can be, but it'll be much lower percentage per client that would equate to a maximum cap of 2,500 a month.
Yeah.
For working with 10 clients, as you put it, right?
Yeah, because my problem is I just need more people in the door. And whether that's through the Google ads, through...
I know you do. And I know you're focused on that, but that's the problem right now. Because if I gave you 100 clients tomorrow, you'd mess it all up because the structure isn't in place.
Yeah.
And you pay him, you give all the money to him anyway, right? And you feel...
I do want to get him on a salary, so I don't have to do 50%.
That's what I'm saying. I know that we're going to work on the clients and everything, but we have to make sure that we fill all the holes in the bucket before we put water into it.
No, I totally agree with that. Sure.
And that, because we can turn the tap on, and getting leads is the easiest part of fitness business, right? Okay. People think it's the hardest because they can't do it, or because you get leads in and those leads don't convert, right? Or they come and they still don't make any money because these systems aren't in place. But you get this down first, and then turning the tap on is easy. It's just buying customers online. That's the easy part, right? But is there a system that we're bringing these customers into that serves everyone and make sure there's profit in the company so you can keep reinvesting in those customers to keep them, right? So have this chat with him, but as long as you remember those biting principles, that this is the compensation structure I want to work on. I want to get you to providing 20 to 30 hours a week for me in coaching and other capacities. Don't call it a coaching job, right? But at the same time, obviously, this is the cap salary for this role at its fullest when we get to that point. But there will be bonus opportunities though. If you go beyond that and help us make more money, you'll get a little bonus out of it too, right? Especially now, what you want to show him is that as we go and work on the marketing stuff now and get you full up with people, we've got to put all our resources and money into advertising as much as we can. And so in the meantime, it's better I put my money into my marketing and put my time and expertise into you.
Yeah.
That is what works out best for everyone, because now you're investing a good developmental program to him to make him a great coach, and you put your money into marketing. So when you do buy the customers, he's a better coach, which keeps them there longer.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to give him more money for not becoming a better coach.
Yeah.
Right. When he is shown he's an extraordinary good coach, he'll get tons of bonuses. And secondly, he'll get promoted to master coach anyway, and he'll get more money for doing less.
Yeah.
Right. So they've got to see the long-term vision with you. Right. They've got to see where this is going and what their place is in that. And if they're not willing to play that game, they're not going to work out in your company, and they're going to cost you way too much money. and that's going to keep blocking your marketing flow because you're paying them so much you can't afford to pay for the marketing, and you're paying them before they've really earned it. We want people that want to earn their place here. And that really starts with you knowing the value of the company and knowing the value of the vision you're creating, and having that and leaders always have that self-belief of like, this is the plan, this is where this is going. Oh boy, you're lucky to get be here first with me. Like, this is going to be big. We're doing this. Like, you have to have that, you have to believe in that vision, right? Because that's what's going to get you to, like, questions like this, when people like, how do I get my coach to stay? What if I can't afford to pay them? How you do it is by being a leader so enthusiastic about the vision that they're just like, whoa, yeah, I'll stay with you. I'll help out. It's fine.
Yeah. Because
they're like, whoa, this guy's going somewhere. I need to be part of this.
Okay.
But if you are coming in with like fear and scarcity, like, oh, I don't know if I can pay you, and oh, things are a bit, and we don't know if we can get clients, they're going to be nervous and anxious about staying there and going, oh, he's not really sure. Maybe I should get a more certain job somewhere else or do it for myself.
Yeah. I mean, I have the confidence. It's a legit worry because I know at the end of the year, I always kind of lose a few clients. And this year, when you lose like 3 clients, you lose $3,000 a month,
Mm-hmm. And it's a legit worry, sure. But you've got to tackle it like a leader and just be like, you know what? Okay. You should be, I'm not seeing the excitement from you of what you're actually going to provide him yet. That's the difference between the guys that succeed crazily fast with this. Are the guys that just ask the question differently. They're like, I can't afford to pay him, but I want to give him this, and I want to show him this, and I want to help him do this because he can be this in the future, right? You need to have that vision for them, right? I have a vision like for you. As a leader, I see you where you could be, not where you are, allowing you a plan and energy to move into that position. And you've got to be like that with them. You've got to just be naturally positive with them and just all about the growth. And that energy is also going to infuse over into your marketing, right? Yeah. And it's not about saying we're the best, but it's just about believing it, and people will pick up on that, right? That inner confidence in your marketing and stuff. So if you go and sort that stuff out with him, and let's let him know, just be totally honest and transparent. So this is how things are developing. This is what I'd like to do with you and help you out. And this is how I want to add more value to you in the meantime and work with you anyway. Yeah. He's not going to be a partner of yours, no. But he's going to be a very senior team member that you really need to rely on right now, right? So you need to really step up and help him out and work with him, right? And trust him a lot. And so with that in mind, Dan, let's talk about the marketing. So at the moment, when it comes to the marketing, we've got to start with positioning first of all. And so if I go to the Neon Barbell page, are you, like, how clear are you on like the niche right now?
I've always just assumed that people that do personal trading are kind of affluent to begin with.
Yes,
and just the pricing. I do have the pricing on my website.
But what about the like the niche? I mean, so who is like your ideal customer right now that comes in? Who is the best? If you look at the patterns, who would be like maybe 50% of your market in terms of demographics and beliefs and values and
career woman, about late 30s, early 40s.
Great. Okay, that's a good. If you were to focus your marketing primarily on that market, would that be a good call?
That would be fine. Yes.
So you need to start knowing every little detail about that woman, right? That ambitious career woman, and that needs to be reflected in your marketing and branding and your content from day one. So when I come to your Facebook page, for example, I'll bring up on the screen. Okay, we come to the Facebook page. So first of all tells me nothing that you work with that client or that you're the specialist in helping that type of person, or it doesn't tell me that you believe or know anything about them or care about them in any way. neither does any of this, right?
Yeah, my Facebook page is very barren. Like none of the followers are kind of real, to be honest.
Okay. No real followers. Okay. And where's the website? Barbell JP, right? Let's have a look at this site again, right? Let's see if this does the trick, right? Again, it's the same as a Facebook page,
Yeah.
right? Personal trainers in Tokyo for you. For who? For who? Who are we speaking to now, right? No one's going to enter the site because no one knows who you is, right? And so there's so much more positioning we can do to revamp all this, right? It doesn't tell me a story. It doesn't tell me a message. It doesn't tell me about, it needs to kick off with, and the website needs to be about them, not about you. The website needs to tell a story for them. So the lander here and on Facebook should really always be started on, the quick visual story of like, here's you now and here's what you want to be. And here's the problem, the obstacle in the middle of it, right? Yeah. So the first thing is going to be having visual images of that type of client, first of all. Right?
Yeah.
Putting it out there, like, you haven't got to be on the nose and be like, we help corporate busy women, right? Like you haven't got to label it like that. That can even come across as quite like derogatory and stuff sometimes. But through the words and the benefits, you can clearly communicate that this is what you do. Like, we specialize with, people that are ambitious, laser focused, driven in all areas of life. And, okay, what are their kind of values? Like what do they get from training with you? Like on a personal development kind of mindset level, like why do they push that? I know this client, they'll push themselves harder. They strive to be the best.
Yeah.
Like why do they do that?
Because they want to hit their goals, because they have a goal and they're gonna on their day.
Why do you want to hit their goal? Why is that important to them?
Because that's just who they are. They're focused on their career and they're, I guess, committed to their body.
Why is that who they are?
What is that?
What made them? What do you think might have made them who they are? Why do they feel they need to be focused, driven, goal-orientated people? Were they born that way?
Probably not. Because that's how you get to the top. And
why do you want to be at the top? Why not second or third or the bottom? Plenty of people in the world are happy being mediocre, aren't they? Right?
Okay.
So it's not a natural instinct to be top. So it's created, it's nurtured. So
yeah.
Why? Would you say that's their number one value or priority?
To be the best.
To attain goals, to strive for more, achieve more, etc. Is that like a number one priority for them?
Top three.
Mm-hmm. So, but at the same time, you're not really sure why that's important to them.
No.
So this is where your marketing is going to crumble at every step.
Yes.
And you probably do know, you just haven't actually been asked these hard questions and looked into it to actually verbalize it, right? But marketing, good marketing, is just verbalizing the things that no one else can be bothered to look into. Marketing is articulating their beliefs and values and goals even better than they could. And they go, holy shit, that is why I do what I do. Even I didn't realize that, but I knew it, but I could never come up with the words. But you've described me perfectly. Wow. You get me. So I trust you, and I want to put my money into you to help me reach these goals because you know why it's important to me. You understand me. That's what marketing is all about. Most marketing out there is you're trying to make people understand you, but no one cares about you. We need to show we understand them. Right. And so this is going to be a bit of work for you, but we nail this down. Your content and your positioning is going to transform. Right. Yeah. So, I would start really researching your avatar right now. You maybe book in some quick interviews with your top clients.
Yeah.
And start saying, hey, I'd love, like, a good thing to do is I used to have these like superstar client questionnaires when I wanted to get information and feedback off my avatar, my best clients. I wanted to do it in a way that would reward them, and make them feel good about it, right? Not just I'm going to drill you because I think I can make more money from you, but I would have a questionnaire and I would give it to certain people only and say, hey, you know what? Hey, look, can I talk to you for 2 minutes? You're like one of what I call my superstar clients, right? Like, and you just like, I love working with clients like you. And here's why. And I give my top reasons: because you're ambitious, you're driven, you're positive, you're inspiring. You drive me to be a better trainer. You have an interesting, like, really successful life that actually teaches me things. I'm inspired by you. You pay on time. You see the value in what I do. Yeah. And just genuine, honest reasons why you think they're so good. And they're going to be like flustered at this. They're going to be like, wow, at this point, first of all. So it's a good way just to give back to those clients. But then I say, and look, because you are this superstar client, I want to work, like, I would love to have 100 of you. Yeah. That's what you tell them, right? And so we say, what I would like to do is find out as much about you as I can so I can better tailor my marketing to find out what kind of drives, and motivates people like you, and also like where you might be hanging out. So where similar people to you might be hanging out, and so I can put my marketing in those places. Would you just mind filling out this questionnaire? And they'd be like honored. They'll be honored to do it, right? Yeah. And the first thing, also remember, like, every person knows 5 people just like them, similar demographic and psychographic. So you can also ask them, and hey, because I do love working with someone like you, do you have any friends or you might want to introduce to the barbell club that might want to train the way you do and get the same results? Yeah. And they'll probably say, yeah, actually, yeah, I've got a couple of friends who would love to do this, right? So you get in the questionnaire, and I just ask, loads of cool questions. So I'll ask things like, what are your like 3 top core values in life? Why do you train the way you do? What is it about my training program that you love? Like, why do you keep coming back? What kind of top 3 magazines or books do you read? What restaurants in the local area do you dine at? What TV shows do you watch, or do you not watch TV? What kind of websites do you read? Right? You can ask them all sorts of questions like this, and you'll get so much really cool information off them. Yeah. That you'll now start speaking their language a lot better, and you'll really start digging deep into uncovering, and everything you put in this questionnaire for you will simply be like, this is your content marketing. This just needs to be planted onto your website. And like, whatever they say the 3 core values are, that can like kick off your website. Like, I'd say that number one reason that women want to be number one is usually a form of independence, and it symbolizes independence, self-sufficiency, and strength in a masculine-dominated world. And you're showing that you respect that, you encourage and develop that, and you don't compete against that. That's what a healthy masculine man will do, right? And so if you get that, these women are going to be more drawn to you than ever. So you might imagine it. They come to the website and it's like, inner strength, independence, being the best version of you, driven, ambitious. Like, we know at Neon Barbell Club, this is what symbolizes a super strong, powerful woman that owns her shit, right? Or whatever you want to put it as, right? Being the best version of you is really important because reason that she put about why it's so important, right? And you just start like putting this in your website, and they're going to be hypnotized by this. They're going to be like, who are these guys that just know me so well, right?
Yeah.
And it's just very clear in the first couple of paragraphs, like, whoa, this is my kind of, this is what I've been looking for, right? You know, and then you share case studies and success stories of your similar clients, so they can see then straight away, wow, more people like me train here and vouch for it, and so on. And of course, the more you get deeper into this, the more you can actually start providing a lot more than a fitness service, right? Because obviously we understand mindset and personal development too.
Yeah.
And you'll understand it probably to a much higher level than these women understand it, technically, right? They've achieved things in life, but more kind of maybe not knowing how or why they did it a lot of the time. But you can break down the mindset for them, and I'll be like, it's like cocaine for these girls. Like, they'll just love it, right? Like, when you start showing like positive mental attitude, emotional intelligence, all these factors, they start seeing that in themselves.
Hey.
Oh, hey, what happened there?
I don't know what happened. No idea.
Okay. All right. So that's really the first thing. Before we can really set the foundation for marketing, it's going to be getting that right first. And just interview some people this week in the next couple of days. Also, you can maybe do a bit of research on Facebook and look around to other businesses that cater to that market and already have good copy. Not necessarily fitness, but do some research on maybe companies that maybe deliver marketing advice to these women, or business advice, or leadership advice, or health and relationship advice. And because all the problems are all the same, right? I mean, we know that fitness, health, wealth, or relationships are really just all three different vehicles for expressing the same personal development values.
Yeah.
You get what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you can get good ideas from any website that really understands this market. So if I look at, I don't know, like type in high value woman into Google, you'll find bloggers, influencers, people that really speak to this market, and they've done all the copy research for you.
Yeah.
Right. And you can also find guys that, and the more you read up on this stuff, the more you really get to know this market, then you'll come up with training, copy, content, things like that. And then we can redo the website, and also like the funnel, the ads, the content.
Yeah.
We can do all that, but it's going to work 100 times better because we actually have a themed message in there that we know who we're talking to.
Do you want me to, once I kind of do the interviews and kind of get the language down, do you want me to give it an attempt to redo the copy, or is that something I should kind of clear with you or do with the
Yeah, well, you'll start making content then, right? The copy will come from your content and then from their answers. So just start making more posts, make more videos on the answers you've got, right? And that talk to this woman. Okay. Right. And again, and remember, you haven't got to make it gender specific, because it'll go for men too, right? It'll go for similar, ambitious, driven.
To ask. If I niche it down, like, what if I just say business person between late 30s and...
Well, you can do that, but if you get sucked into the demographic, then it loses all the effectiveness.
Yeah, that's why I got to really...
They don't come because they're a businessman, right? They come because they're ambitious and they're busy and they're driven and they've got big things in life going on, and they know fitness is a priority, but they've got to get in, get it fast and effective, no BS, and you prep them and chuck them back out into the world to do their thing. You see, that could be business person, entrepreneur, executive, athlete.
Yeah.
It's not the demographic, it's the psychographic. Because you could have like a world-class athlete stumble upon that message and then go, oh, but it's business owners, he said. Oh, it's not for me then.
Yeah. That's right.
So you got to be. That's why you don't want to be too on the nose and state the label, the demographic, but it's the emotional drivers, right? Like if and the emotional drivers will hook a certain type of person. If I say, for example, a different message like, hey, this is for you if you're looking to lose weight in a friendly, non-intimidating, positive, supportive environment with lots of like-minded people with similar goals and challenges to you.
Yeah.
Who do you envision when I talk like that? Do you have like an avatar in mind of a person that would be for? Kind of, yeah. Like a female, kind of like a Weight Watchers, kind of first time in fitness kind of person. Yeah, I didn't say woman. I didn't say an age. I didn't say a fitness level. Right? But that's more powerful, deeper communication. Right? And that's really the key to it. So the more you start getting to know this person and you just start expressing content as you go along, and talk about these themes and talk about these. First of all, your content will have a whole new dimension to it. You don't want putting out there like articles and videos about exercise and broccoli because no one gives a crap about that. Right. Most of these guys you train, I bet they're probably already in shape, right?
Mostly, yeah.
I mean, they're in better shape than the average population. They're not going to be ripped or anything, but they take care of themselves, right? And so, they're not. They know they could probably go and work out on their own. They have the self-awareness and the responsibility to go and get a YouTube thing and just follow it. They could if they wanted to. So you're not going to impress them by like 3 best exercises for your bench press or for your arms or whatever. Like that's just amateur shit. Like, they don't care about that. Neither do they care or have time for like the 10 reasons broccoli is good for you. Like nobody cares, right? But you start showing that you are really like, you see like the barbell program as like almost like a personal development like program for these guys. Yeah. Like it's rocket fuel for them. It's taking care of themselves and you can show why the fitness element is so important to them. Like I understand your life and your goals and your energy and your drivers. And I also understand why like having the gym part of your life is critical to all of that. Because if you don't have it, what happens? If you don't take care of yourself in the gym, will you have the same chance of reaching all your goals in your career? Will you be the strongest version of yourself? Will you get that independence and strength you're looking for? And they need to see that this is a big piece of the puzzle. But it's not, they know they need to exercise, they know they should be healthy, but they really need to be reminded of like how integral this part of the puzzle is for them. But first, they've got to know that you're on the insiders club and you understand their psychology at first. Sure. That you're not just another personal trainer trying to push vegetables on them because you're a health freak, right? And this is cool because obviously you're going to reflect this mentality in your own business as a business leader. Right? Look at the roles you're stepping into. This makes good content for you to show you understand them. It's like, hey, I'm a business owner with big visions and big goals myself. And this is, if it wasn't for my workout routine, I wouldn't have the energy and focus to stay in shape and build my business and turn Neon Barbell Club into the #1 brand in Tokyo. Yeah. Right? But these have got to be genuine themes that you actually believe in first, right? Sure. But this is what's going to bring a whole new dimension. That you're like, you're their guy. Like you're doing the same as them, but you're in the fitness industry. Yeah. And that's what's going to give you massive authority and trust with this market. Can you see what difference that will make?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I just don't know if I have the, like, how do I, like, once I do it, like, it still takes a bit of time to get that language down, right? Because it just feels like everything.
The faster you start asking, the more you start writing, and the more you start learning, and the more
Yeah.
you start expressing it through content, the faster you'll get it.
So when you mean content, do you mean like I should start kind of practicing that kind of language in like Facebook posts or the Instagram stuff?
Yes,
Or
everywhere. Yeah, but
okay,
just watch though. You're not just doing it as a tactic.
sure,
You've
sure,
got to like you've got to explore. You've got to understand it enough to believe in it and connect with it.
okay,
Because if you don't, they'll see through it.
sure, yes,
That's why again, that leadership is you believing in the vision is the number one. The number one thing that's going to drive you forward in all areas of business right now. Is you've got to start believing your own hype.
okay,
Right? And believe, you are a business person. You are one of these people now. That's why they come in. That's why they've connected with you. You are one of these people. You are ambitious and driven. You are on the way to be number one.
yeah,
You're not tolerating anything less because you know you have great value to give. And you know the struggles and challenges we get as busy professionals. And you also know that's why I stay in shape. And that's why I believe so much in my training program. It's designed for people like me and you. You see, you are one of your avatar now. But if you said women only, then you wouldn't be, right?
right, that's right,
So you can have different landing pages, like men sign up here and,
yeah, sure,
Supermen and Superwomen, Superman's
yeah,
over here, Wonder Woman's over here,
yeah,
right? And you can like play on those themes if you want. You can have so much fun with it, but you've got to understand this profile. I'm like, I know who this person is now, and I know how I can talk to them. I know how we can, like any relationship, how you can build rapport. It's like if a guy wants to go out and meet girls, right? He's always like, how? What do I say? But what's the first thing I say? But what's the second thing I say?
yeah,
Right? The real question is like, what rapport and value do you have with that person? Figure that out, and then the words will take care of themselves. It's the energy behind it. It's the being, not the doing of approaching that person, whether it's a girl in a club or a prospect on Facebook, and be like, hey, I get you. I'm like you. I'm one of you. I have value and you have value and we should work together. There, the words just come because it's natural, right?
okay.
And your marketing, your content posts and videos are going to just talk about different challenges, struggles, situations that this audience find themselves in. You can relay your own challenges as a business owner.
Yeah.
Like the busyness, the obvious one is the busyness, right? The time, the constant battle between, do I put my time into my first priority of business and making money and success? And what do I do on days where I want to skip workouts because I'm so focused on money and business and success? I'm sure you've had those days, right?
Sure.
I'm sure they've had those days, right?
Yeah.
So that's a good content thing to talk about and build rapport, right?
Yeah.
So it's not a video, like, just like, hey, this is Sam from Neon Barbell Club. And hey, like, I'm a busy professional. I've got big goals. We're growing Neon Barbell Club. But one of the struggles I do sometimes face is, sometimes I'm so passionate and dedicated to my work that it takes priority. And I almost skip a workout. And I know I should go to the gym on my schedule, but I make excuses and say, I'm not being lazy, but I want to put my energy into the business. But on the other hand, I do know that the more I go to the gym and put my health and body first, the more powerful my business is. And really, we both know that taking care of our health is number one, right? But we still get that conflict and we get dragged in that direction. Do you ever feel like that? If you do, like, comment below, because I know many high achieving people get these kind of problems. The majority don't, but we're not like them. We have big goals and big dreams and so many priorities to work on. So, hey, here's what I do in that situation, right? We've all been through it. So what I do is blah, 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 tip, right? I make it a non-negotiable. I put my trainers in the car. I do a pump up NLP exercise, whatever it is you do to stay focused on your fitness goals, because that's what they have trouble with.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe they have more energy and focus on their business success, but you have more focus on the fitness side of it, and that's where they can learn from you.
Mm.
You can say like, hey, so here's what I do to make sure I don't fall off my fitness goals. And I also teach this to my clients too, because my clients are in the same situation and they found this really helps them. In fact, this is Cindy. She's a high level executive and she's always like busy and struggles to fit in workout time. So she did this thing I taught her, and now she always gets her workout in, and it has massive effects on her work. It's like testimonial success story, right? You're showing that in context.
Yeah.
And then the call to action is always the same. So, if you've struggled with this kind of thing, let me know below. What are your ideas? What do you do to overcome this? I would love to hear your thoughts too. And hey, if you want to chat about our programs at Neon Barbell Club and how we can make you, keep you focused and strong on all your goals, and keep you driven, but keep your health and energy up at the same time, then call the number below and let's have a chat and see if we can work together. This is Sam from Neon Barbell Club. I'll see you tomorrow. Boom, right? But I can do that. I can do that I don't have your market, right? But I can do it because I know who that person is. I've worked with them in the past.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about myself here.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about, but I know that because I'm close enough to the profile, if I describe my problems, they'll think about their problems. If it's like, if my target is like a busy mum of two, it's a bit different.
Sure.
But in this case, you are the avatar. So you've got to talk about that constant conflict of like, prioritizing business and success and career and health and our own energy.
Yeah, for sure.
That's going to be like a big theme in your content a lot of the time. When they see that, oh, this guy gets me. This is the one area I've been struggling with, the fitness side. And if I got that together, I could do 10x more in my career. And I haven't gone to, or maybe they've tried going to like Zumba classes or regular personal trainers, but those trainers don't get them. So those trainers don't respect their time, and give them super long workouts. Or those trainers, they don't connect with. We know it's about the relationship, right? So they don't connect with those trainers because those trainers like are in a way like out of their league. If they go in and they've had like a rough day at work, or they've got some big, massive $1 million project on or whatever, and the trainer is just like, he's just trying to make enough money to leave his parents' house or something. It's like, they don't really feel they can have a connection there,
Right.
Not that they're looking for like business advice or anything, but it's just good to know that your trainer kind of understands where you are, or can at least hold a conversation with you about it. They've got to be self-aware enough to actually, understand you. And that trainer has taken the time to understand who that prospect is and what kind of challenges. If you go to the point of like, anticipating, like if someone's coming in on an evening shift with you, do you anticipate like what they've probably been through that day? What things they probably have on their mind? It's all good saying, oh, leave your shit at the door and focus on the workout.
Yeah.
But if you can just be a little bit more empathetic and say, hey, did you have a tough day today? Like, what's up?
Yeah.
And they know they can talk to you and go, yeah, look at this project. I'm running my team, my division's like not really pulling its weight. I had to fire someone today, then at least you can relate to that and go, oh man, that sucks. I haven't had to fire anyone yet, but I can imagine I wouldn't like to do it. It must be tough on anyone.
Yeah.
Right. It's better to say that than the trainer just goes, oh, okay, cool. Well, let's do burpees. Yay. Right. And they're like, okay. But you see, the more you get that person live in their world, you are just going to be the trusted guy that's thrown around that industry.
Yeah.
And you see, obviously, when it comes to your coaches, that's why I say they don't have to be that person, but they just need to be aware of that person. I don't need to be a busy mum of two to help a busy mum of two, but I need to get and understand her world. And even if I empathize and say, I don't know what that feels like, but I'm just sympathetic anyway, and I change my approach to facilitate that, they appreciate it. I've never been an overweight, busy mum, right? So I can't like say that. But when I have busy mums come in, and they've taken their 19 kids to school or whatever, and as long as I can sympathize and just say, you know what, must be super busy for you. And what we did in our gym, because that's our market, appreciation was the number one thing for us. Because I looked into her world and through these questionnaires and stuff, what I realized was that like they just felt they were self-sacrificers, and they always felt underappreciated. Like they'd have a day at work and their boss wouldn't really appreciate the work they did. They would go, they'd have to, after the session, they'd have to go home and cook for their kids and husband, who wouldn't really say thank you or appreciate it. So I was like, that's our hook. We make you feel pampered and loved and appreciated and significant for this hour with us, and it'll be the best part of your day. And we make them feel like a queen. And our message to them was that, like, you do deserve to be appreciated. You're a brilliant woman. You help everyone. You grow your family. You go to work. You help your colleagues. You help your husband. You raise your kids. You're amazing. And we want to help you be the strongest, the best version of you in here, and give you an experience that we appreciate you and acknowledge you and make you feel special for an hour. That's why my gym is just like take off. The women, like, they're crying in the first session. We say things like that.
Yeah.
Right. But again, me or my coaches haven't got to be overweight mums to do that before you get trapped in that demographic thinking. Before you wonder, like, oh, I'm a busy coach, but I'm a professional, but my coaches aren't. So can they talk to my clients that way? Yes, they can. If you are training them and saying, this is our client, this is our target, let's understand everything about her, so you can empathize with her world and you can have better conversations with those people. Make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. You ever seen Slumdog Millionaire?
Yes.
There's a scene in that that's kind of similar where he's working in the telephone call center.
Yeah.
And they're in India and they're getting phone calls from Britain who wants to be a millionaire. And in the workplace is all like British culture and everything. And they're teaching them about Big Ben and so they can have conversations, go like, oh, how's the weather and stuff like that.
Right.
Because they're not British people. But in the call center, they're training them about British culture, and this is our customer, and see if you can have a little conversation with them. Talk about, soap operas and things.
Yeah.
And it's a similar principle, right?
Sure.
So that's the first thing really for the marketing to get handled. So come back in like a week or so and show us on Facebook over this next week. Let's just dive in deep into that. Because we can't, I can tell you all the funnel stuff, have a landing page, run an advert.
Right.
But that's not what makes it work. It's this message standing out, being clearly for one type of person.
Yeah.
And you go, hell yes, this is for me. It's like you read my mind.
Yeah.
That's what's going to make them come and have consultations with you. And then in the consultation, they see that your entire program and philosophy and your core values is designed around helping this type of person because you believe in their mission.
Yeah.
You understand and you believe and you support their values. That's when they pay you.
Okay.
Because if you go against, everyone else in their life will usually fight their values, right? Like they usually maybe they struggle to get a man because the man doesn't like them being too ambitious. Or their sisters or family that aren't as ambitious are telling them always to slow down and why do you work so hard and is it going to work anyway? So they get opposition to their values in life all the time. That's why they get so focused in their work, because it's the only place where people get them. So when they see that, now they have a gym that really gets them too, and also teaches them about their values and understands their values and supports their values and rewards them for their values and strengthens their values by putting the fitness component in, how can they say no to that?
Yeah. Right.
Because at the end of the day, your press-ups are the same as the next guy's press-ups. Right? Yeah. Your AMRAPs and burpees are the same as your other AMRAPs and burpees. Your barbells are the same as other barbells. You ain't going to compete on that.
Yeah.
But it's why we're lifting the barbells and why we're doing it with you.
Right.
That's what your content and your marketing needs to talk about. you're saying it's not even about the barbells, right? The training is an expression of who you are. We're saying, look, we get together in this community. This is a barbell club, right? It's a club. This club is first and foremost about the type of person we are. We're driven. We're successful. We achieve. We strive for more. We're the strong ones. We don't care about the criticism we get. We believe in our missions, right? The lifting weights and the discipline in health is just another expression of our own values. That's why we do this.
Yeah.
To strengthen who we are, not to fix who we are. Right? And that's why the barbell is just an expression of that. That's why, like in business, if you're naturally ambitious, like you do with your barbell club, you want to make it the number one thing in Tokyo, right?
Yeah.
But you want to do it more because you believe in the vision and the passion a bit more than just getting the money.
Yeah.
The money, the business element, you could do this as a charity if you wanted to. The business element is an expression of your core values of being the best and helping people.
Yeah.
Same as for them, the fitness is going to be an expression of discipline, success, sacrifice, hard work, being the best version of you. Fitness is just another way they can do that. And so you see, whether it's health, wealth, or personal relationships, they are only external expressions of our internal core values. And when you realize your marketing is about the core values, not the expression of it, that's when you really stand apart and you really start winning at this. So my marketing, the core value is about having a business that works for you, having more freedom, having more impact. It's not about funnels and Facebook ads and landing pages. That's the stuff we'll do, but I'm not trying to compete. Say, join my program because I've got the best funnel. It's join my program because I understand you're sick of the hustle, you're sick of the burnout. You want to reach more people and you know you can't do it on your own, and you want to build something of legacy that truly gives you wealth and freedom and impacts thousands of people. And I get that, and that's why you are here with me. It wasn't because I said I can show you how to do better Google AdWords than the next guy.
Yeah.
Right? But you see, when you embrace your core values, you will have better Google AdWords than the next guy.
Yes.
Because your AdWords are going to have the right words on them.
That's right.
All right. So let's work on that for the next few days, and give us some feedback in the group and show us what you've got or tell us how it went with the questionnaires. Or ask some advice in the group if you want, what questions other people might ask or what they could ask. And then share some content with us and show us, like, this is what I've come up with. This is a video I made. This is a live stream I did today. And, start putting it out there.
Okay. So is that the way the program is going to work? Because I think, so this is the only call, right? And then so we go through the material and then we just get feedback on the group.
And the weekly calls on the Mondays as well.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And you said, is that going to be the new time slot coming, like you said, in the new year or something?
Yeah, probably from like next week.
Oh, from next week. Okay, perfect.
I was traveling this Monday, and I think I'm traveling again this Monday.
Okay.
But then next week probably we'll put in the 6 a.m. UK time.
Yeah, that would work better. Yeah.
So we'll be on the calls there every week as well. So
yeah, cool. That's really cool. Sounds good. So I'm going to do the job description